But what if your internal world is the first place, we challenge you, the first place transformation is supposed to become visible? Wow. Okay. So we celebrate external milestones because they're easy to point to, right? They're easy. We've done it for generations.
I got the promotion, I got the raise, I got the A. You
Yeah,
know?
we celebrate that and we've been conditioned to celebrate that. But what if the biggest milestones are invisible? What if they're the first time you don't abandon yourself? Like, that's huge. The first time you tell the truth and your voice is shaky. The first time you choose peace over performance. Like, instead of, making a scene, you chose internal peace, like in a board meeting or I don't know, I'm just saying?
Absolutely.
Nobody throws a fucking party for those moments. But what do, Gabby? They
They
change
change every they change
Mhm.
everything. Life-changing.
Yes. Wow. Okay. Key disruption here. The first evidence of growth is rarely external, y'all. Okay, get that tattooed on your face if you have to.
Yep,
It's a relationship you begin building with yourself.
yep, this relationship between you and self.
Mm,
First evidence of growth. I have nothing to add to that, so I'll just go
got
ahead to our second
it.
disruption point.
Mhm,
Yeah, and it kinda ties into what everything you said, right? I think we've mistaken visible progress for meaningful progress. So, we celebrate in acceleration when things accelerate bigger, faster, more, but growth isn't always additive. Sometimes it's subtractive, you know? Sometimes growth looks like needing less validation, arguing less, recovering faster, leaving sooner, trusting yourself more, reacting less. So from the outside, it looks like nothing, right? But internally, it's a complete reorganization of your nervous system, right?
mhm.
So I think my angle here is I think we've inherited a very industrial definition of progress. We just assume that progress has to produce more, but sometimes the deepest expansion in life is becoming someone who no longer needs what you once thought you couldn't live without, you know? Um I don't believe all progress necessarily announces itself.
You know what comes up for me is martial arts. Did you practice martial arts?
I box. So,
Okay. So it just feels like wasted energy where when you physically fight every battle,
mhm.
right? And so I feel what Gabby talked about is if you look at the way of the warrior, like the whole Zen thing, it's like, when do you choose to react? How do you like manage your energy around the things you can and can't control? And I feel like that's the quiet growth that we're
Yeah,
talking,
we're good. So I'm
right?
gonna jump into our fourth point.
Okay.
So growth is supposed to feel unfamiliar. And that sounds so simple, right? So simple, but we never oftentimes like growth not only feels unfamiliar, it feels uncomfortable and then we abandon the growth. But it's supposed to think about it. I don't think I've until we started working on this episode, I don't think I ever consciously thought about the fact that growth is supposed to feel unfamiliar, you know?
True.
Uh, yeah. People often interpret discomfort as evidence they've made the wrong decision. But growth is supposed to be unfamiliar. But discomfort isn't always danger. Sometimes it's distance from the old identity. Sometimes you think about every meaningful transition in life when you
Mhm.
move, when you become a parent, when you get married, when you get divorced, when you start a business, when you change careers. None of those feel familiar at first, you know? Why would becoming a new version of yourself be any different? The
Ooh.
goal isn't yeah. So the goal isn't to eliminate discomfort. The goal is to stop confusing unfamiliarity with misalignment.